Hello Mason Nation and welcome to Mason Sports Insider. This weekend a lot of teams wrapped up regular season and postseason action. I am Tyler Byrum and I'm going to give you the latest and everything you need to know to finish up those seasons. The men's volleyball team had an intense week to end the EIVA regular season, but it started off with honoring of Brian Negron. Early in the week, Off the Block named Negron to the 2015 Freshman All-American team. Negron currently leads all freshmen in assists with 9.59 per set. Negron is the only player from the EIVA conference to be recognized. Then, hoping to improve their EIVA tournament placement, the volleyball team took on Princeton this past Friday night. The game was close from the beginning despite only going 3 sets. The Patriots used a balanced attack from Jack Wilson with 12 kills and Radoslav Popov, who had 11, to claim the victory. The aforementioned Negron recorded 32 assists, improving his total on the year while also adding 10 digs. Weston Barnes saw increased action this game as Paco Velez remained on the bench for the entire matchup. Claiming the 3-0 victory, the Patriots clinched no worse than 3rd place in the EIVA, with 1 match to go against the New Jersey Institute of Technology on senior night.
So how'd you guys come into this match and get the early advantage?
We knew it was a big weekend. It's our last home weekend. We've been playing pretty well at home lately, so we wanted to come out full swinging. We scouted them all week. We've been working on them, and we kind of executed really well today. Everyone played really well. We put balls away. We passed well. We changed our lineup from over the past few weeks, and it really showed tonight that we could play with them.
Yeah, Paco Velez didn't really play at all in this game, I don't believe. Last game he got switched out, and Weston Barnes has come in. So what can you talk about the play of Weston coming in?
Yeah, Weston coming in was big. We needed another passer, and he stepped up big. He had a bunch of big digs tonight. He had some good passes, and we were able to put the ball away when he put them up. Okay,
and you guys tonight faced All-American honorable mention in Cody Kessel. How are you guys able to control him and really force them to make mistakes in this game?
When last time we played him, he worked us a lot, so we were working on our blocking and stuff like that. He's a really good hitter. He hits high, so we had to make sure we had a good structured block and we had a good passing around him so that we can kind of focus our defense around him and kind of get some balls up so we can put it on them.
How is the mentality of the team just being able to lay down your entire body out on the line and able to do it?
We practice every day. It starts Monday at 10 o'clock, and we're here in the gym getting our reps in, working on our blocking, working on our hands. Coach Chow, he does a really good job of getting us prepared. He hits the balls at us hard, and we're ready to pick them up and block them.
Okay, and only one more game left here in the rack. How are you going to be facing that tomorrow night?
It's going to be bittersweet. We're here to play, so NJIT, we're going to come out. We're going to prepare for them as well, and we're going to play our best we can. You know, it may be my last game here, but it's not for them, so we're going to come out hard. We got to prepare for EIVAs, so we're ready for it.
On senior night, the young team would say goodbye to the lone senior Hunter Stevens and would hope to do so in a winning way. Kicking off the game, Mason won the opening set 25-21 in due part to multiple errors by the Highlanders. Christian Elias would record 3 out of his 4 service aces in this set. In the second, NJIT would get a set back and tie it up at 1, but Mason would then go on to close the game, winning the next 2 sets. Popov led the team in kills with 19, trailed by Wilson with 14. The man of the night, Hunter Stevens, got a total of 5 blocks, 6 kills, and a dig in his final game at the rack, helping his team get the 3-1 win. Finishing the year on a 3-game winning streak, the team pole vaulted into a 3rd place finish in the EIVA regular season. This sets up a semifinal matchup with the number 2 seed Harvard on Wednesday, when the winner will face the winner of the Penn State-Princeton matchup for the EIVA championship on Friday. The team finishes above 500 with a 14-12 record, 7 of those wins and 5 of those losses being in the EIVA. Brian Negron was also named to the EIVA first team, as well being named the EIVA Newcomer of the Year, while Popov and Stevens were named to the EIVA second team. The baseball team kicked off their week with a crazy one in Harrisonburg as they took on former CAA rivals James Madison. Things looked pretty good for the Patriots early as they jumped off to a 7-0 lead, with 3 of them being from a bases-clearing single by Tyler Nellen. However, in the bottom of the 3rd, JMU finally got to starting pitcher Ryan Ricci, scoring 3. It was not until the 5th inning when the Dukes finally climbed fully back into the game by scoring 9 runs, capitalizing on 5 walks and 2 hit batters that Mason gave them. Trevor Kelly would put the Green and Gold back on top with his first career home run that scored 3, but in the bottom of the 7th, Brett Johnson of JMU put the team up for good with a 3-run homer that brought his RBI total to 8 in the game. The score wound up being JMU 15, GMU 13. The team would then take on Revolutionary rival George Washington for their weekend A10 series. This series started out with a great matchup on Friday as the pitchers of Jake Kalish and Bobby LaWarn faced off. The Colonials were the first team to get on the board by scoring 3 runs in the 4th, thanks to 3 at-bats resulting in 2 doubles and a home run. The Patriots would eventually try and fight back and get 2 in the 6th when the bases were loaded. Later in the 7th, GW would grab 2 more, taking a 5-2 lead, ending Kalish's day after going 7 innings and allowing a season high of 3 walks. Mason could not get the comeback win despite bringing the game within 1, but Eddie Mold for George Washington would get an NCAA leading 15th save and close the game in 9 pitches. GW got the win 5-4. Moving to Saturday, John Williams would get the start on the mound for the Patriots. In this game, Williams would control the entire Colonials lineup. He struck out 3 batters and allowed only 4 hits on no runs, and pitching a complete game shutout. Offensively, Mace would only score in 3 innings. Ray Toto would be responsible for 2 of them, scoring 1 and hitting a double that almost found its way out of the park that would bring home a run. As a team, the Patriots recorded 10 hits on the day, getting the 5-0 victory. Williams now moves to 5-5 on the year. In the final game against George Washington, we will pick up the action in the bottom of the 9th. The Colonials with a 3-2 lead and the NCAA's 15th best closer on the mound. Kalish would draw an opening walk and be replaced by Andrew Sable. Then an out and a sacrifice bunt would move Sable to second. Patriots had Trevor Kelly up to bat after that. There, Kelly singled up the middle, scoring Sable that would tie the game at 3-all and sending the game into extras. In the 10th, Mason started out in similar fashion with the leadoff man getting on base and a sacrifice bunt getting him to second. But there, Kent Blackstone would send an RBI single to left and give the Patriots their first walk-off victory on the year at 4-3. With a 3rd straight A10 series win, the Patriots find themselves back in the Atlantic 10 race. The team sits at 9th with an 18-22-1 record and a 7-8 record in conference. Mason now only trails the final spot of 6th place by only 2 games. The men's tennis team kicked off their Atlantic 10 championship run as number 6 seed out of 14 teams on Thursday. Their first matchup was the number 11 Rams of Fordham University. Starting out the match, Mason won both the 2 and 3 court doubles matches handily and was on their way to winning to court 1 before the match was called. In singles, the Green and Gold won 3 quick matches from Joe Hill, Connor Moran, and Nick Barker, but was leading all the courts as the Patriots won the match 4-0. The team then moved to the quarterfinals where they would face the number 3 seed Davidson Wildcats. In doubles, once again, the teams of Tanner Blaine and Daniel Gutierrez in court 2 and Aaron Capitel and Barker in court 3 won their matches, earning the team a doubles point. In singles, however, the Wildcats would make things interesting, taking the 2, 4, and 6 courts. With wins by Jimmy Lange and Hill, this would mean it would be a winner-take-all situation with Moran in court 5. Moran, thankfully, would win the matchup in 3 sets, 6-4, 6-7, 6-4, giving the Patriots a berth into the semifinals and an upset victory. In the semifinals, the gas had run out for the Patriots as they faced bitter rivals VCU. The Rams took every matchup that it finished in almost dominating fashion. Mace had no chance, falling 4-0 in the 2nd-seeded team in the tournament. The Rams would eventually fall to the Colonials in the championship final, giving the Colonials their 2nd consecutive Atlantic 10 championship. This ends the team season as they finished 13-12, including their results in the tournament. The leading singles player was Aaron Capitel, who notched 16 wins on the year, 8 of them coming in the number 2 singles court. Jimmy Lange also finished his sophomore campaign with 12 singles wins and 12 doubles wins when he was partnered with Joe Hill. Hill, one of the 2 seniors on the team, went 10-for-12 in singles matches, while other senior Nick Barker saw limited action but picked up key wins in the team's postseason tournament. The women's lacrosse team jumped into action on the final weekend of Atlantic 10 play with a chance to still claim a spot in the Atlantic 10 tournament. The team would start playing George Washington on Senior Day in what would be another pivotal Revolutionary rival matchup. Mason took control early and never looked back, jumping out to a 6-1 lead and continuing to grow the lead all the way to the end of the game. The four seniors of Kirsten Russell, Mackenzie Jones, Caitlin McGinn, and Kate Tangerman would all record at least 1 point on their senior day. McGinn would score 3 goals on the day, while Russell had 2. Tangerman added 1 goal, and then Jones would add an assist. Leading the squad was Alexa McGovern, who would tally 6 points, with 4 of them being goals and 2 being assists. In the net, Taylor Carpentier was dominant once again, recording 7 saves and only allowing 5 balls past her as the team would go on to win the game, 17-5. In the final game of the regular season against Duquesne, Jones would lead the way in scoring by racking up 3 goals. However, due to a 7-3 run in the second half, the Dukes would come away with the 13-9 victory, putting both teams into the Atlantic 10 tournament. The team finished with a 10-6 record, 5-3 in the Atlantic 10, the first time the Mason team has hit the double-digit win total since 2008, and will face the top-seeded Minutewomen of Massachusetts, who have won the previous 6 Atlantic 10 championships. Before action started in the week, Liz Seymour, the softball team, was selected as the Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week on Monday. This is from the previous weekend's performance as Mason swept Rhode Island in 3 games. The freshman hit .500 on the weekend, recording 6 hits, 7 runs, and 3 RBIs. Getting to the field, the Patriots took on Mount St. Mary's for a midweek doubleheader. In the opening game, Brooke Blankenship hit her 7th home run of the year, bringing in 3 runs. The Mount, however, would get 2 back later from a Nikki Gonzalez 2 RBI double and had the game within 1. From there, St. Mary's would outscore the Patriots and win the game 5-4. Setting up for Game 2, Christina Gabrielle and Casey Herring combined to pitch the entire game, letting up 2 runs. Blankenship would also hit another 3-run home run in this matchup and lead the Patriots to an 8-2 win, splitting the series. The squad would then take on LaSalle for another team battling for an Atlantic 10 postseason spot over the weekend. In action on Saturday, LaSalle started with 3 runs in the opening inning, but Mason would respond quickly with 4 runs of their own and gave Mason a 4-3 lead after 1. In the 7th inning, Hayer from LaSalle would knock a homer to send the game into extra innings. LaSalle would eventually score 2 more and take a 6-2 advantage heading into the bottom of the 9th. Mason would attempt to come back as Casey Price recorded her 2nd RBI of the game, but it would not be enough as the team would fall 6-5. Even in the loss, Casey Herring pitched 8.2 innings while giving up only 1 earned run. In the next game, 2 singles in the bottom of the 6th inning by the Green and Gold gave Mason a 2-1 lead. In the next half inning, however, the Explorers would tie the game up at 2, looking like we would head into extras once again. This time, though, Price would get yet another RBI for the series in the bottom of the 7th, sending home Mackenzie Jones and giving Mason a walk-off victory of 3-2. In the series' final game, LaSalle wanted there to be no question who the winner would be. Despite jumping out to an early lead thanks to another RBI single by Price, the Explorers would then score 10 runs in a row compared to Mason's 2 total. The pitching of Herring and Gabrielle and Kleinfelter would give up a 2-run blast and only 8 hits out of all the runs being earned in a 10-2 loss. The 1-2 weekend sets the team back a little bit, but still keeps them in the top 6 in the standings. The team is 19-24 on the year with an 11-9 conference record, looking to claim their first A10 postseason berth. John Seals of the outdoor track and field team was also recognized by the Atlantic 10, giving him the conference's Co-Rookie of the Week award. This comes after Seals competed in the Larry Ellis Invitational last week and recording the 2nd best score in the Atlantic 10 on the high jump with a 2.04 meters. He is also the top 20 in the 100-meter dash and 5th in the 110 hurdles. The team would then conclude their regular season competition at the Penn Relays over the weekend. Not much can be said about this competition other than Michelle Walderstadt improving her Atlantic 10 leading mark in the discus throw with a mark of 51.87 meters. This result netted a 2nd place finish in the competition and put her at 15th in the NCAA Division I East region. The team now will focus on the Atlantic 10 Championships that will be hosted here at Mason Stadium. Last year, the women's team won the outdoor title and the men's finished 2nd. The golf team also finished their season at the A10 Championships down in Harmony, Florida this past weekend. Out of the 11 schools competing, Mason finished tied for 4th, shooting 10 over par as a team on the weekend. The leader for the team was senior Zach Lawson with a 5th place finish, 1 over par for the entire tournament. The young guns of Mason, Eric Edwards, and Brock Kovac finished tied for 11th and 16th respectively, concluding their freshman campaigns. VCU would go on to win the Atlantic 10 Championship for the 2nd year in a row. The rowing teams of George Mason, George Washington, and Georgetown Rowing all met on Sunday at the Occoquan Reservoir for the annual Georges Cup competition. Georgetown captured the Georges Cup with a total of 18 points for the second year in a row. Mason finished last with only 6.5 points that came from their last place finishes in the Varsity 8, Second Varsity 8, and Varsity 4 races. All that is left now for the team is the Atlantic 10 Championships this upcoming weekend. Well, that will end this week's edition of Mason Sports Insider and Mason Sports Insider for a whole on the entire year. It's been a fantastic year. Here is the final upcoming schedule. On Tuesday, the baseball team will face UMBC at home at 3 o'clock. From Wednesday, the men's volleyball team will take on Harvard in the EIVA semifinals, while the winner will face the winner of the Penn State-Princeton matchup on Friday. On Wednesday, the softball team will face Norfolk State in a doubleheader at home at 3. From Friday to Sunday, the women's lacrosse team will compete in the Atlantic 10 Championships, while the baseball team will host Davidson for a 3-game series. On Saturday and Sunday, the outdoor track and field team will host the Atlantic 10 Championships here at Mason. The softball team will host a 3-game series against Fordham, while on Saturday, the rowing team will travel to New Jersey for the Atlantic 10 Championships. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this year and everything you have done for me this season. It cannot be done without you watching. Please like, share, post this video wherever you want. As always, I am Tyler Byrum, and I will see you next year, Mason Nation.